By now, majority of you probably heard or seen one of these online. And if you ever wondered, oh, which brand should I get? Oh, which brand is right for me to purchase? Then you're here at the right place, because today I'm going to walk you through the 3 most popular models that are hot online right now. And I'm going to teach you how tell the differences between the 3 different boards. It's going to be an IO-Hawk, Phunkeeduck, and Smart Balancing Wheel. So this is the IO-Hawk. The first way to tell which brand it is when you step on the board, it will turn on and activate. And if you look at the sign of the green light that lights up, you'll be able to tell that this is IO-Hawk because it says IO. And also the best way to tell is, if you look at the wheels, they'll have different symbols. For some reason, this board has the Phunkeeduck stickers, but I think that was because this board was sold to me as Phunkeeduck board. But after I opened the box and I rode it for a little bit, and actually purchasing a real Phunkeeduck board, I came to realization that what they gave me was an IO-Hawk with just Phunkeeduck stickers. So moving to the Phunkeeduck, methods are all the same for all the boards. If you just step on it, it'll light up and the brand will show through the light in the middle. And also, if you look at the wheel on the side, the Phunkeeduck brand will have a picture of a duck. The Smart Balancing Wheel. When I first got the IO-Hawk about 4 months ago, I never even heard about the Smart Balancing Wheel. But now, no matter where I go, on the website, on YouTube, Instagram, I can see this thing everywhere. And a lot of people believe that this product is exactly the same or very similar to the Phunkeeduck or IO-Hawk, but I want to tell you this product is completely different. Let me tell you the main differences first. So the easiest way to tell is the lights that come up on the top of the board, which is a circle light. And the front of the board, you'll be able to see these light bulbs and it's see-through. And if you look at the wheels, they will not have any IO sign or a picture of a duck. This company, Smart Balancing Wheel, they also claim all the same specifications as the Phunkeeduck and the IO-Hawk. But when I rode this one, it was actually very difficult for me to travel at 12 miles per hour. One time I was riding this the same way I was riding the IO-Hawk, and then I completely busted my ass. Yeah, this is much more dangerous. You cannot ride it like the IO-Hawk or Phunkeeduck. The moment I started going, I put the same amount of force that I used when I was riding on the IO-Hawk. I think the IO-Hawk would hold your weight and keep you very stable. But the thing about the self-balancing wheel is that when you want to go really fast, it'll go out of the control, and then the wheel will play on its own. It'll get really wobbly. Once it gets wobbly, it's hard to take control. Overall differences between the Phunkeeduck and IO-Hawk, I think they're very similar. But I think the IO-Hawk model has slightly more sensitive gyroscope. So I was able to ride this one a little bit more faster, a little bit more nimbler than the Phunkeeduck. But on the other hand, the Phunkeeduck brand was able to give me a very stable feel where I'll be able to travel at 12 miles per hour at much more comfortably compared to the IO-Hawk, because IO-Hawk required more concentration from me in order for me to stay at top speed, traveling at top speed of 12 miles per hour. So from the IO-Hawk and then the Phunkeeduck, when you reach maximum speed, you'll be able to hear beep sound. When you hear the beep, that's when you need to be a little bit more careful because the gyroscope can lose out of the balance. But the problem with the $400 one is that it also beeps. But the beeping sound is much more quiet than when you're in outdoors. You cannot really hear the beep sound. So a lot of the times it's very hard for you to tell if you are traveling at maximum speed, because the problem is when you cannot tell if you're maximum speed or not, you're gonna try to push it even further to go faster, not realizing that the board is gonna lose the control. Good motor and bad motor differences. You'll be able to hear the motor when you make movements like this. It feels very strong. It's very quiet, and at the same time it feels very weak. Alright. This is the really steep hill test. Wish me luck. Slipping a little bit. Slipping a little bit. Wow. We gotta try this one, a blue one. Got it. I think this is much longer. Because I think the blue one felt a lot weaker coming up the hill. This one is the IO Hawk. This one will cost you $1,800 online. This one is Phunkeeduck, and if you purchase it through Los Angeles retailer, they'll charge you about $1,400 including tax if you apply the $250 coupon code. This one is self-balancing wheel, and this one I purchased it myself for about $400 online including shipping. If you had to pick one, I think the best choice really depends on what you're looking for. The $400 smart balancing wheel, you'll not have any problems with it if you're just going to take it to, if you're going to ride it indoors, and if you're not going to take it to extreme riding, then it'll be perfectly fine. But if you want a little bit more speed, a little bit more control, and a little bit more stability, then IO Hawk and Phunkeeduck is the way to go. But it's really about how much money you're willing to spend as well, because $1,400 opposed to $400 is a huge difference. So that's for you guys to decide.